Hey guys, this is Zach, and this is my physical activity log project. So a little background information as we've gone over throughout the semester. CDC recommends that adults get at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic physical activity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity, or at least a combination of the two. They also recommend that they get at least 2 days or more of muscle strengthening activity. And why this is so important is it's been shown that regular physical activity is proven to help prevent and manage diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and several cancers. And it also helps prevent hypertension, maintains a healthy body weight, and it can improve mental health and overall quality of life and well-being. So now going into my semester for physical activity, to start off with the aerobic moderate intensity, a lot of this for me was biking and running, just different forms of conditioning. As many of you guys know, I am on the baseball team, so we have to do a lot of conditioning throughout the year. You can see in the start when we weren't playing as many games, very high, doing a lot of moderate intensity, and then as baseball games started to come on, the season started to get going, that intensity started going down because everything is practices and games nonstop. 1 week to look at going forward would be week 10, and I will get to that in just a second as to why that week is so important. But biking, running, those were the two main focuses of the moderate intensity. And now we see the vigorous intensity, which is where the baseball games and the baseball practices that I had come in. And as we look and see, week 10 is the highest on this list. Week 10, we ended up playing, because of all the rain that we had gotten, we ended up playing games on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We traveled to San Francisco on Wednesday and then played Thursday, 2 games on Friday, and then Saturday. So 6 games in 7 days. A lot of baseball. Overall, there was 35 games in the season. We had a few rainouts, so we had to miss a few games, 5 in total. But another important thing to look at is week 15 here, which is the week after the season had ended. Obviously, with no playing baseball games, no baseball practices, that number dropped off drastically. And it'll correlate into the next slide, which is strength training. Like I just said, week 15, I was able to get into the gym a lot more to work out, and I ended up spending 6 days out of 7 in there. And then again, week 10, that focal point here, playing a lot of baseball like that, and the travel day, there wasn't a whole lot of time to get proper lifts in, so I ended up only getting about like a half-hour workout at the hotel up in San Francisco on Friday night after I had pitched. But most of the time, I'd say the average was right around 200 minutes a week. That's between 2 team lifts and 2 lifts on my own. I didn't really lift much over the weekends, so this is all Monday through Thursday, sometimes Monday through Wednesday, depending on travel. But the higher days, the week 5 and week 15, when those numbers go up, it's because we didn't have games that day. And now for what I did over the summer. So obviously, in the green here, the baseball games taking up about 20% of my semester. Like I said, 35 games. There's a lot over there. Weight training was another one. Ended up between the team lifts twice a week and my own personal lifts, ended up accumulating for a third of the total time. Baseball practices, And I wanted to include throwing separately as to show that the throwing was when I wasn't doing it in practice, when we had like an off day, or practice was like light because it got like rained out or something. Then the baseball practice is like a full, proper 2 hour team practice. The throwing was just half hour to an hour on my own. A couple of other things. Ended up playing basketball with some of my friends at the end. Um, Running and biking were the two biggest ones. I started out with a lot more running at the beginning of the year, and then towards the end of the year, um, kind of transitioned to biking because I kind of liked that modality a little bit better. Um, and I felt like it was a good way to um, push myself a little bit more with that. I liked overall just like that modality a little bit better than the running. And I think if I were to continue on this trend, say it would give me another 3 weeks, you would probably see the running percentage decrease and the biking percentage increase. So overall, with that being said, I am currently doing enough to reduce my risk for diseases based off the CDC guidelines. I am far exceeding that 150 minutes or 75 minutes, and the 2 to 3 days of strength training. And going forward, I plan on maintaining that level of physical activity through playing baseball, running, biking, other sports, strength training, um, whatever, whatever have you. Overall, just to keep reducing my risk, because what I've found is, as a type 1 diabetic myself, the more active I am, the better I can manage my blood sugars. My muscles are more sensitive to insulin, and I overall just feel better with the state that my body is in. So, thank you guys so much. Really fun semester, and yeah, thank you.